I sat down with a life coach and I was like, what is wrong with me? I feel crazy. And she was like, well, tell me about boundaries. I was like, my what?
She was like, boundaries.
I was like, I have no boundaries, none, zero.
You can't say yes to everything, right?
No,
so you
you
have
can't.
to sometimes say no. Now, I told you this.
Yes.
I'm horrible at saying no. I'm learning. I write about it in the book, and yet I struggle with saying no. Talk to me about how you learned how to say no.
A few years ago, I set a very direct intention to start saying yes to the things that are going to move me forward, that are going to get me closer to my dreams, and no to the things that really don't serve me, that really aren't doing anything for me, but they're, pleasing everyone but me. And once I made that decision, it became a little easier for me.
What about the things that are like on the fence or that we're not sure about? How do we evaluate it?
That gray area.
Yes.
Yeah, that's still very challenging for me. It really is. And so I do still say yes to a lot of things that I probably should say no to, but every single time I do, there's something fabulous that comes out of it. And I believe that sometimes there's just divine intervention. There's something in your universe that you're not aware of that's really pulling you towards, something that you're thinking about saying no to, and then for whatever reason you can't say no, you say yes, and something always comes out of it that's amazing.
How do we say no and still remain likable?
I'm the ultimate people pleaser. As a boss, as a mother, as a wife, I don't like to disappoint anyone. Maybe it has to do with my upbringing. You know my story.
I do.
But I did start out as an orphan, and then I was in a couple of foster homes before I was adopted by this amazing military couple. And so at 18 months old, I'm this little toddler who didn't want to be hugged, didn't really want to be picked up, didn't want to be touched. I was very, distant. And so whatever that was led to me being really the ultimate people pleaser. I always felt like if I don't do what people want, if I disappoint my parents, if I disappoint my children, if I disappoint my husband, they're going to leave me. Maybe it was a fear of abandonment, I don't know. And so for me, I'm working to really understand that me being a people pleaser was not a bad thing. It wasn't something, this curse. It was actually something that I had no control over, that probably stemmed from my childhood.
So you can say no and still be a people pleaser.
I think you can say no and still be a people pleaser. I'm figuring it out still. What I find is that I would like to work my way to being an unapologetically no person, and I'm not there yet. When you say no and you're direct in it, then I think that people will respect that more. And you have to, because the worst thing in the world is saying yes to things that you're not fully committed to. It's not fair to the person or to you.
Exactly. I think you and I together should make a pact that we are going to say no more this year.
Can we do like a
Let's
pinky?
do it right now. Here we go. Okay, so what do we have to do? What do we have to do? Let's set our plan right now.
Yes.
We're going to make our pact. We're going to say no more. So what can we do to make sure that we say no more? What are some tips? We think about it.
Well, I think it starts with setting a clear goal. A goal. What is your goal?
Right. What serves us?
Exactly. What serves you? What are your intentions?
Okay.
And then what are the things that fall in line with that?
Yep.
What's getting you to that finish line and what's not?
Yep.
And anything that's not, we really just have to say no to.
Yep. We know what we're passionate about, and we're going to say yes to those things.
Exactly.
Now, step 2, I think, should be that we make sure that we say no to enough of the things that don't serve us. So we have, how many no's should we be saying, you think, if we're doing it?
How many days in the
What do
week
you
are
think?
there?
Every day, I
How many
think every
hours
day
in
we
the
should say
week?
no to one thing.
Every day.
I think,
Yes.
can we say no to one thing? It could be little.
It could be something small.
It could be little.
My step into saying no, though, my step into this world of saying no started with my husband.
Tell me.
It started with setting boundaries even in our relationship because I was making myself crazy. And I didn't understand why I was always stressed out and I really wasn't quite happy. And I wasn't really pleasing him either because I was saying yes to things that I always knew I should say no to.
Kathleen, I'm so happy you came on today.
Likewise. And congratulations
Thank
to
you.
you. I love this.